We should be live. Today we're going to be making some tracks with my new plugin called Hypnos, which you're hearing in the background right now. So we're going to be making some tracks. I just got to make sure the live stream is up and ready to rock. So I appreciate everybody watching the replay with a vision. Welcome back. Anybody who finds these sounds interesting, you can go to busyworksbeats.com/Hercules to find. Click here for the new plugins for both Hypnos and the Hercules plugin. Pin that to the chat. Boom. All right, so I got to make up for those terrible beats we made earlier in the middle of the stream earlier, because there's two beats we made earlier that were just so bad, because I was like, my brain just wasn't on throttle. Let's say this is live stream. Let's call this Hypnos beat 1. Yeah, I had to cut that live earlier. Oh, you talking about last night? Yeah. My son woke up. Hopefully I don't wake him up again tonight, because we got too much to cover right now. Hypnos song 1. But yeah, this is the only downside of, moving the studio upstairs is he's right next to but it's fine. He should be all right. All right, so let's swap screens here. So firstly, I'm going to lay down some chords. There's 4 layers to a beat. You have the top line, you have the harmony, you have the contrast, and the rhythm. So I like to start with the harmony because it gives me the most freedom to move into the other ones easily. All right, so let's create some like Travis Scott type stuff. Plugin's called Hypnos. You can find it at busyworksbeats.com/Hypnos. So this preset's called Smooth Brass. I didn't realize the font I had when making the plugin is different than the one you guys got. So some of the words are overlapping, like the filter resonance is overlapping. That wasn't built that way. It just, the font changed, so it is what it is. But also the browser has to be a certain size to work, but I didn't want to cover up the whole artwork. And the plugin's already huge, so I didn't want to make the plugin full screen, eat up the entire screen. So these sounds, I was inspired by Sky Keys for some of the sound selection. So if you guys like Sky Keys, it's in that vein. You guys asked for strings, pianos, so I made sure to add some stuffs for you. Let's create some strings. Let's write in E minor. Let's do E minor. So let's do that first. I'm just playing the E, and then E minor, suspended second. So we're playing E minor until it's E, suspended second. Now instead of changing up the chord, I'm going to change up the bass. So here's where I'm going to change it. Okay, I probably played the wrong note at the end. Let's fix that last note. So the sustain pedal is your best friend when it comes to all things. Here I did not mean to have these overlap either. Okay, so that's our harmony. So what I'll do is I'll stack the harmony by playing a different instrument here, playing the same structure but just a little bit differently. Let's add some keys to it. I might even make it like a melodic top line type. So I'm playing the same thing, but let's do something like that. All right, so boom, boom, boom. Now I'm playing the suspended second for the E. Let me make sure this audio is coming through. Give me a sec, y'all, because I had to do and the entire screen. Okay, cool. Audio's good. Just double checking the audio before I just go ham. Okay. Let's record this. So again, we're playing E suspended second here. So it's really a chord, but I'm splitting it up so it sounds like a melody. So it's boom, boom. Then I'll play that root note just to make it bigger. We don't need to double up the bass because it is already full. So see how we're using the chords to build everything else? Now I'm going to quantize that. Okay, when you play suspend or sustain pedals, the key here, if you guys do quantize, is you need to actually download the tool from the Image Line forums called Remove Overlaps. It's a piano roll script, because when you use sustain, anytime notes overlap in FL, it just mutes the note. So that's something you got to be careful about. You have to download that manually though from the forum. Look for piano roll scripts and look for remove overlaps. Okay, now we have a top line. So see how the chords, the chords give rise to everything else. Now let's work on the contrast layer. Now technically we already have the contrast layer here. Let's just move that to a different pattern here. Now we have this, boom. So now we have the contrast. So we have all the layers that we need. That's why I start with the chords, because you can get almost everything done. Oh, you guys can't see the screen. My fault, my fault, my fault. Dang, salty. Basically, all I did was just separate the layers here. I didn't do anything crazy. My fault. I didn't realize you were staring at my head. So we've separated the top line. And again, the piano roll script's called Remove Overlaps right here. And then I separated the contrast layer. So I had bass notes playing down here. For the strings, I just moved them to a different part. I moved them to a different layer. My fault. So now we have a foundation for the music. So this is why people get stuck. They don't build the music to tell the beat where to go. So the beat is just doing whatever. Okay, now if you want to change stuff up, you can add top line. You could add, let's put it this way. Every layer can also have an expression layer. So here's what we're going to do. Top line, expression layer, harmony, expression layer. So here's where you get crazy with pitch bends, you know, scales, running up and down the scale, stuff like that. Contrast, expression. So where you go up and down the scale. Then rhythm expression would be like hi-hat rolls or like really quick stuff, change ups in time, stuff like that. So you could duplicate these 4 layers into an expression layer of each. So let's use Hypnos to find that expressive layer, and then I'll show you guys how to make it more Travis Scotty. So let's go to guitar. Let's just start here. So I'm playing the same thing. I'm just playing like little ad-libs of the top line. So like this. Stuff like that. Just little stuff. It's kind of like a harmony technically, but it's also a top line. Let's just call it the top line expression, because what I'll do is show you guys how to morph that. Go inside of Hypnos, turn up, let's start messing with the effects. Right here it says filter cutoff and filter resonance. When I built this, I didn't realize the font in the program was different than the font you guys get. So this is overlap by accident. So forgive the interface glitch right here. We're going to turn up what's called delay reverb. Also, I like to mess with the mono feature just to see what it sounds like. What up, Owen? So here's what it sounds like. What's up, Owen? He says, I'm new to the music stuff. Just watched the FL tutorial from a year ago. It helped a lot. But is there anything else you recommend? Yeah, if you go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio, I'll send you guys emails about, if you just go to busyworksbeats.com, here's the courses that I have. So if you go to busyworksbeats.com, look for the free courses. One's called The Better Beat Maker. So if you're trying to be a producer, that's the one you want to go to next after you learn FL Studio. What up, Hood Known? Whole hood knows him. So let's hear the sound solo. It's pulling the reverb with. So now it's just like this blurry thing. And then we can run that sound through things like Transporter. That's one of my favorite glitchy plugins here. So I'm going to turn on reverse mode just to hear what it sounds like. Let's turn on shift and then have it go down an octave. Let's try up an octave just to see what this sounds like. What up, Rice? So now it sounds like a guitar pedal. It's just like background texture. Doing what for? Like making beats? We've been doing this for 10 years straight. Focused, I should say. You like country, rap, just about everything else I'm trying to step into independently? Shout out to you. You're a teacher's teacher? Shout out to you. Thank you for acknowledging me. Here for you guys. I'm ready to show people how to change the world. It's a fun thing to do. Let me lock in this idea before I forget though. Did you make plugins in Juice? I think it's built off of Juice. Yeah, Juice is kind of like the go-to. I think even Nexus is built off of Juice. So, you know, some of your favorite plugins are built on Juice. But Juice is not like FL Studio where you just load it up and make plugins. It's not like that. What up, Dan Terrell? If you guys want to learn plugins, you know, go to the Audio Programmer. He has he has a couple books I bought. Okay, so now we need that grizzly like bass to come in and disturb the sound here. And then we need rhythm. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of the top line here. And let's bring in that grizzly bass and then have the rhythm dominate more. So in Hypnos, we do have, you know, bass. But I really, you know, Hercules is my favorite bass. Hypnos has bass. So let's see what we can get with the Travis Scott vibe. So how can I become a private producer? What do you mean by private? Like, what are you talking about? Produce artists? 1, 2, 3, 4. The bass could be better. That was kind of like one of the greatest performance on the bass. You said I can give you possible industry changing ideas I can't move forward with. Well, if you can't move forward with it, why do you think I can move forward with it? That doesn't make much logical sense. I got this great idea that doesn't work for me, but it will work for you. It's like, no, it's too easy, man. that SEO base, that online presence. I know you guys want to just live the easy life and not do anything and just kick your feet up and get paid for doing nothing, but that's not how business works. Like, it's not how the industry works. If anything, you got to be more in people's face if you're offline, because then you really got to pull up to networking and stuff. I don't know what happened to my, let me redo this because something happened to the quantize here. Yeah, so just, it's probably best you just, that's a false reality. I don't know what vlog people are pushing out there to make you think you could do that, but it's not possible. What up, SM Omega? And I'm being general when I speak about that. Never say never, though. Links at the top. It's at busyworksbeats.com/ I think I have a separate page for it, but I'm pretty sure it's at Hercules now. So if you go to busyworksbeats.com/ Hercules, let me see. Did I update the website? I moved a lot of my website pages because it's just easier to build on this other website. Let me see if I have the Hypnos page up. Okay, I do. I'm wrong. Okay, so you can even go to busyworksbeats.com/ Hypnos. I'll link it in the chat, but you can also get it bundled with the Hercules, which has more value in my opinion, because Hercules has 340 sounds. Hypnos has 100 sounds. They're both made for Mac and PC. Built for hip hop, trap, our style of music. I ain't doing that, fam. I work 60 plus hours per week, also recording services on top of that. Shout out to you. Where do I get Hypnos at? Keep that tempo in the beginning, but switch it, Pat Compton. This is going to be a Travis Scott style track. So I don't know about the Compton vibes on this one. Something happened with my quantize. What happened here? FL is just kind of like glitching for some reason. Okay, you can hit Alt left click to restore the velocity. Hit Alt left click in the piano roll. Pull everything back to the top. Shout out to John Green. He says, I got Hercules already. Screenshot. Thank you for being a loyal supporter of the program, because it helps me move into even bigger software ideas. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to be vague about that question about the industry and stuff. There are people who do faceless channels and all that type of stuff, but how long-lived are they? I mean, there's no real way to be silent and make a ton of money online. If you look up the definition of commerce, it means social intercourse, literally. So you can't really do that if nobody knows you. And the only way to get people to know you is content, unless you just run ads all day long. Busyworks Beats, there was a store called Busyworks by Bape in New York. I just added beats to it, Busyworks Beats. I love the Bape, I love Pharrell. Still love Bape. I don't think I bought one Bape hoodie, one real Bape hoodie. I've never bought it, but I love the brand. Isn't that crazy? Love the brand, never bought anything from there. Legitimately. This a tempo switch, this man. You got some creative ideas. Let me get this bass in here. So here's a contrast layer. We're gonna add some drums in a second. So all these sounds are from Hypnos right now that you guys are hearing. It can be if you don't have a strategy for it. Yeah, ads are not for like right away. Appreciate you. Gotcha. Let me just get this idea out there. Let's get these drums. Steam Deck OLED. Isn't that the handheld thing? Those look pretty cool, actually. For FL Studio, I heard you could play FL Studio on it. I'm about to for sure. Something needs to switch. Maybe just the sound of the harmony. So here's where we got to go in. Usually for my sections, I'll switch out the sound for the harmony. That's a way to make it feel different, even though you're playing the same chords. So let's just swap it out for a different sound. Let's do some kind of pad. Let's add a little filter. There we go. All right, let me add some drizzums up in here. You already know it's about to be Trap Drums R Us up in here. What up, Justin? I mean, I don't know why I call you Justin. Tyrone Sellers is in the building. Mardi Gras. How'd I forget about Mardi Gras? Mans is dual wielding. Mardi Gras today? I thought it was Tuesday. Fat Tuesday. Or is that something else? Vanilli is in the building. We got Jody Harris. We got Brew 8. Brew A1. Pine is up in here. Wow. So Mardi Gras recently. I went to a theme park recently and they decorated it for Mardi Gras. I didn't know when it was though. I don't think it can run FL because the Steam Deck runs on Linux. I saw somebody doing it on one of those. I want to say an Asus ROG, whatever it's called. I saw somebody using it, FL Studio on some. All right, let me run this hi-hat real quick. He said, go get them plugins, y'all. I got both. There we go. Jada Rude. Thank you for supporting, truly. Because you guys' support evolves the brand, and then I could push the next stuff, which gives you better stuff. Because as I learn how to develop software, I'm starting from scratch. Like imagine Native Instruments day one. Like that's me. I'm just starting day one, not knowing anything. Baby Smoke is in here. The Wiz, what up? All right, so if you guys didn't know, FL Studio 24 has easier hi-hat rolls. Just use the graph editor up here. Go to the note repeat. I feel like I'm screaming in the mic. You know why the mic sounds weird? Let me turn on. Look, okay. So here's how high-pass filters F up your voice. So here's my voice with the high-pass filter. Here's my normal voice without it. See how big of a difference it is? Like here's the high-pass filter. It makes you sound all like you're screaming. And then here's with normal. I guess I don't need the filter on right now. Oh yeah, I do. I forgot I smacked my keyboard. Never mind. But yeah, that's a big difference. Management. I would definitely start a producer content team. I wouldn't like do deal making for people. It's just, that's a whole different career path. It's like starting another business. Like it would just distract me so much to where I would neglect my business. It's not a good thing. But I do want to form a content team. So if you guys are into making content, join our Discord because I'm looking to build out a content team. It's already called the BusyWorks Network. Just looking for people who are dope. You don't even need a gazillion followers. I just need people who are dope, period. Let's go to the graph editor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's add a little low pass. I mean, a little. Take Control L. Hit Alt U. You could chop it up this way too. A little bit faster. Let's turn it down. So right click or hit Shift left click to drag the linear velocity. So it just has a little different percussion bounce on it. So you guys have heard these drums 1,000 times. Let me just. Get these drums ready. I might do the kick by hand. So the snares on the 3 and the 7. Detroit beat. Nah, this is Travis Skeezy. The So what I'm going to do though is switch up the snare pattern so it's not the same all the way through. 1 2 snare 4 1 blank 1 2 1 2. Throw that back 11 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 to the good. I'm going to record this kick by hand. I'm moving a little bit quick because you guys have seen the process a million times. I don't know if I like the snare anymore. Just gonna change it back. Yeah, I don't like the. I didn't realize how much space is in between. Dang, I wish I had the Prophet 6 because it would add so much like that final texture. I have every plugin that he put out. Shout out to you. Tyrone Sellers is a goat. Wish we could be in like one big compound for producers and just crank out products, services, just value, period. Let me arrange this a little bit. So now we're adding the rhythm area, rhythm section. Forgot what. Wait, is that sound playing? Okay, it is playing. It's just very small. Oh yeah, your wife is there with you. The baby's asleep. No, he's doing very well. Hopefully he doesn't wake up tonight and end the stream like last night. But how is Leo doing? Leo, I'm gonna have to put I would post my child more, but because of what Weaver Beats allowed on his channel, with people saying the most wicked stuff I've ever seen any human say, it's like I don't feel right posting them like that because people just are weird. It's a weird world we live in. But yeah, I would say he is great. He's chunky, big. He's about 30-something pounds now. He's heavy. Nothing greater than fatherhood. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Nothing greater. Would you let me replay this and turn it into a Detroit beat? Yeah, for sure. You get the project files for free. I'm going to put them at busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. So you could do whatever you want to it. /FL Studio. Yeah, it's all royalty free. Anytime I put a project that I make with no samples in it, you guys could use for whatever. I don't need you to hit me up for royalties and all that. Just whatever you like, you could take from the project. All right, let me figure out that last little bit for this track that it needs. I think it just needs vocals, really. A vocal performance. But let's see. I might swap out the bass sound too. Let's swap out. Let's try a different bass. Appreciate you. Say 808, maybe. Spiritual, there we go. I like this bass because it's just weird. It's just different. You said Wody Mac is in the Gazillion. So that's cool. Maybe that's why some industry producers don't like you. Free royalty project files. That's funny. I don't know. I think they think internet producers are just stuck on the internet, I guess. I don't know. It's all just a misunderstanding. Crap, I started the okay. What was I doing a second ago? Let me think for a sec. I think we might add some strings in here. I feel like we need a ding. Like the strings are a little loud. Oh, 808 maybe. Yeah, I think people think more industry producers hate me than actually they do. Because if you look at my Instagram, not saying everybody knows me either, but a lot of industry folks, we're mutually following each other. I think it just seems like people hate BusyWorks Beats. I don't know. It's just really, people who love you aren't going to make a post about it. Like, the people who hate you will. That's the difference. So it's just like that. It's once you deal with it every day in and out, it's like it really becomes background noise after a while. Let me play some chords here. That's what I need. The strings come back. Okay. Let me see if the string is boring. I might switch up the chords. What up, Hood Gnome? Says, I thought you said hi. You said nah game. Thank you, man. I just try to be better every day. I don't know everything. To muffle the snare a little bit, it's a little bright in my ear. I feel like the hi-hats are a little bright. Be a little more texture on this beat, and again, that's where my Prophet 6 would really shine, but it's way over there. Let's see what we have so far. Again, all sounds from Hypnos at busyworksbeats.com/Hercules. Shout out to you. Much love, dog. I'll post you guys to the Instagram story. All right, let's turn up that kick a little bit. Let's make the beat knock a little bit more, mixing it a little bit. Might do like a sub bass, just so it fills in that gap. Tyrone says he's been sober for 8 years. He even sent me a Bible. I'm supportive in everything you do. That's fire. Damn, that made me want to just put more money towards my Bible charity. That's sick. I love that. Shout out to you. I can rebuild all the $1 million printing machines in my work. You have a 3D printer? Favorite plugin? If I had to pick, I would say Rolling Cloud, but I don't have it on here. Rolling Cloud's definitely a nice spread for hip hop. But that's dope. I love anybody who just like changed their life overnight, or however long it took. They just decided to change, then they changed. Shout out to you guys. All right, let me mix this just a little bit. I'm gonna add a little sine wave in here. Let me record a little sub bass in here to fill in the gap. So I'm not using an 808, it's just more. Appreciate you, though. Thank you for that. Did I? Hold on, let me see. Let's hit Alt, left click. Let's turn this down a little bit. So that little in the background, it just grips the ear a little bit. I feel you selling your outboard gear. Sometimes you have to give it away, sell it. You know, whenever you have to, or just get that feeling to do it. Sometimes somebody else needs to learn on it, and it's their turn, type of thing. But I feel you. 6K is good to have in your pocket too. Babyface Ray on this. You guys hear Detroit? I'm hearing more like a Travis vibe, but I guess it is Detroit. Tapping in with the live made me interested in your plugin. I'm on the site. Quick question. What is the main difference from the premium option to the 2 plugin bundle option? So basically what he's asking here, let me switch screens. What I've done to add value, because I recently updated. Let me give you the short story because it's kind of long. So both my plugins, I coded them this time around. I don't have a developer, it's just me. So one of the things that happened on Mac, which I was unaware of because my Mac was an old Mac, but on new Macs, what happened was kids were opening up their plugin on Mac and it would just block the plugin, which was annoying. I didn't know that until I got this new computer. So basically I had to change something on the install. So when you guys run the plugin, you just copy this. It's called a command line. You have to run what's called terminal. Let me show you guys what terminal looks like. So you click Launchpad, go to terminal, open this up. And then you just type in you copy and paste this code and you hit enter. And then it basically tells the computer to stop bullying the plugin. Technically it's called quarantine, but that's neither here nor there. So because Apple has this insane security, we had to do that. So long story short, I fixed the problem for the Mac users, and now people on Mac have an easier time using it. I have not tested the AU version for Logic Pro though. So just, if you have Logic, I haven't tested it for that. So it works for Mac and PC. And what I did to add more value, because people were running into the issue for Hercules, so I didn't want the name to go down in flames just because of some stupid Mac thing. So I was like, how do I add more value? And so I put I bundled the plugins for 2 for 1. So that's basically how I wanted to add more value because of what was happening behind the scenes. So what he's asking is, you got the Hercules plugin, which has 340 sounds, VST format, 15 gig download. When you unzip it, you want to make sure you have at least triple the size on your computer free. So I'd recommend you make sure you have 45 gigs free just for the computer to do what it has to do. And then again, Logic Pro is not tested, but it works on Mac and PC, and any DAW that accepts VST it works on. So what he's asking is, what's the difference between, what do you say, in the premium, this one basically from this one. So the $49.99 gives you both plugins. Okay, so you're going to get 340 sounds with Hercules, 100 sounds with Hypnos, and all of my sound packages, which is like all my actual drum kits and stuff. FL Studio templates that I spelled wrong. Dang, I got to fix that. Tempults. You get all 100 FL Studio tempults. You get 47, basically any kind of sound product that I've created, you get that with these plugins. So this is like my offer to say, hey guys, I know the Mac thing was getting you guys pissed before, so here's a way for me to try to remedy and fix the problem. So I added more value, basically, is the answer. So you get all my sounds with this one. Now, if you're a person who wants to learn how to make beats and get my sounds, then this one's for you. Not everybody wants to learn how to make beats. I understand that. So that's what this is for. The one on the right, this is for all the sounds that I offer. This one's for sounds and all my premium stuff, which is 68 plus music production courses. I don't even know how many hours of course training I have. It'd probably be insane. But usually premium, if you were to get it for, it would cost $500 to get everything all at once. So you're getting it basically for like 1/5 the price plus 2 of my plugins. So this is like, if anybody wanted a chance to work with BusyWorks Beats and get into the ecosystem, this is that. If you just want the sounds, this is that one on the right. And if you just like Hercules, that's the one on the left. So that's kind of how I separated it. Not to make this a sales pitch or anything. Somebody asked me something about the Sounds Vault. Vision says busy purchasing subscription to the Sound Vault, access to sounds you'll be using on these live and videos. Basically, the Sound Vault was, I'm trying not to overly talk about this stuff, but I guess I have to. In 2024, I made a promise to my email list. I said, hey guys, here's this thing. I said, I'm going to create this Sounds Vault because I was relaunching my sound company because I had to get rid of a developer. It was a long story. And so I was like, okay, since I have to start from scratch and build everything from scratch again, once you guys buy into what's called the Sounds Vault, anything I create that's sounds related, whether it's a plugin, a pack, any sounds that I ever create, you guys will get it for free for the first year. So people who had the Sounds Vault for the first year got, the plugins I launched, the sound packs, some exclusive stuff. So that was that. That's more like a beta group, to be fair. It's not like a main product of mine. I really need to rebrand it as something else because it was more so for 2024 only. So I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to change some of the marketing on that. Now that the products are built, it's more about like being better at making the product. I don't want to take too much time and lose my energy here. I see and thanks. It's an amazing deal. I know I need a lot more refining. Yeah, you might even be able to use the code 50. Did I turn that? I don't even know if I turned that off. Let me see. Let me see. For the live streamers, let me see if the code 50 works. It might not. I think I turned it off. But yeah, keep in mind, I have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Somebody tried to finesse the system the other day. No shade. Okay, so the code 50 still works. Apparently, I got to turn that off. So you can use the code 50 for 50% off, which is kind of ridiculous because you're getting like everything I offer for like nothing. So tonight I'm going to turn that off. That should not be on. I don't know why it's still on. So yeah, if you use code 50 during the checkout, just 50, it'll take off 50%. So now it's a super no-brainer. But the only thing I have, and I'm being honest with you guys, as a business owner, anytime I offer 50% off, it attracts the worst people, like the worst people. They'll buy your thing 50% off, then they'll wait past the 30-day window after all the money's been processed and all the terms have been passed. 3 months later, they'll be like, hey, can I get a refund on something I bought 3 months ago that I bought 50% off? And you're like, it says right in my terms, 30-day money back, or, 30-day money back, and that's out of courtesy because I'm trying to like give you guys a window of time. 30 days is pretty standard, which it says right here. All digital products have a 30-day money back guarantee, with respect. Because, you got to look at it this way. If we buy games on Xbox, digital downloads, we can't return it back to the store. Doesn't matter if we played it or not. So it's just, some people are crazy. So I try to stay away from crazy people. But yeah, I try to avoid the 50% off stuff because it just attracts crazy people. So that's why. But if something happens, it doesn't work, I'm always open ears to correct our wrongs. Not to make this a whole sales pitch, but that's business for you. But yeah, this guy ordered something like, I think it was a year ago, and he asked for a refund, which is like, I understand we're in hard times, but bruh, like I can't even, process the refund from a year ago. PayPal doesn't process stuff from years ago. It's crazy. But he, you know, I got to have empathy to know he might be going through hard times though. I always have empathy first. But then when people go crazy, I'm like, look, here's the terms, man. You agreed to that when you bought your thing. All right, anyway, back to the business. What happened? You talking about our plugins? Let me know, because if so, I want to send you a new update because we fixed some of the issues. Kick could be better. It's not the greatest kick in the world. I feel like we could do more snare rolls, hi-hat rolls stuff. Thank you, LX. Maybe it's... Did you try it on the course side? It probably is only on the sounds. Right key. But again, I got to be super careful about that. I only did that because you guys were actually interested. But yeah, I tried to avoid the 50% off. I honestly thought I turned it off. I guess not. Purchased a couple things over the last 2 years. Never just think of it like a stock. Like I have Nvidia. I bought it at an average of maybe 100 bucks on average. The strike price or whatever the term is. You know, tomorrow the stock could be $92. Yeah, I bought it at 107. It's 92 today. It's like, that's just how stuff goes up. It goes down. This is how it works. But yes, I appreciate everybody's business. I want to be as solid as a business person as possible. The Hercules, yes, it says like error or something, but it still works when I go in and out of it. Oh, you're talking about the Hercules plugin. Maybe... you got to screenshot that and send it to me because nobody really reported it. So some stuff I just don't know is happening. But let me know. Maybe it's a simple fix. It shouldn't. If you can open and get out, then you should be all right. Unless it's asking for samples or something. Anywho. Sorry, Wody. Oh, on the premium. That's why. So when I said it probably doesn't work, okay, it's a long story. Basically, the 50 code on my main website didn't work because that's where I turned off the discount, but I must have forgot to turn it off on the Shopify side. So it works on the Shopify checkout, but not the premium side. So if you select, if you just get the, what's the one? If you get the $49.99 one and then you email me, I'll just manually add you. Here's my email. I'm going to honor the fact that you were here because you tried and my system didn't work the way I thought. You were typing the word code. That's hilarious. That is actually funny. You ever have people, like when you say comment the word FL, they'll put the quotations around it like that, like the way you wrote it. It's funny. All right, let's make to another beat. Move to another beat. That beat was actually pretty decent. Let me save these project files for you guys. All these files will be hosted at busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. What have you guys been up to? That's what I really want to know. We're going to be, so good news if you are in our Discord. Let me take off this preamp. It's so aggressive. Hold on, y'all. Let me run this preamp back a little bit. Boom. All right. So if you guys are in our Discord, basically we have, I guess that didn't help anything. Never mind. Let me turn it back up. Check. Here's what I'll do. I'll just turn this down. Boom. Yeah. If you're in if you are in the Discord, you know that I've been setting up a beat battle for probably a month and a half. We started reaching out to the audio companies to be a sponsor. So far we got Arturia, who dedicated one of the prizes, so they're one of the sponsors. And we also have Native Instruments. I'm going to be meeting with them, I think Thursday, to talk about them hopping into this beat battle series, beat battle league. So, we have two of some of the top companies in the space. It's usually easy to recruit the next companies once they see that the top companies are already effing with it. The only thing is some of these companies aren't responsive or they don't recognize your name. So it's, I could try to reach out to guitar amp companies. I'm not sure they even know who BusyWorks Beats is, but I try to reach out to as many companies as possible. Even if we don't get a huge sponsor turnout the first time, we could use the first time as proof so that the second time when we hit up sponsors, we'll be like, here's the content rollout. Here's the actual beat battle. Here's how we showcased your product. Here's how we, bring you awareness in exchange for what you're giving to us, which is, prizes or just support on their website or whatever it is. I just wish these companies would be more collaborative. I think they're very just stiff, and that's why they're not growing, but neither here nor there. 6ix9ine is here. What up? Cherry's in the building. All right, what kind of beat we making? I guess I got to show off my plugin here. It's been months and months and months because I didn't have a computer that could show you guys stuff. So now my computer actually works. I can show you all the cool stuff I built for you guys. All right, so here's some brass. So most people wanted keys, they wanted bass, and they wanted pads and strings. That's what you guys asked me for. So I made sure to add some strings in here. Hold on, that's my keyboard. Hold up. Is that the Napoleon Hill method? To which one? I'm not sure which part of what I said you're referring to. Talking about collabing with stuff or what? Not sure what you mean. Wait. I wonder if Metro used. Did Metro use Hypnos? Let me find out Metro got Hypnos. It's like I was playing. Shout out to Metro. It's a really wide brass, not like super aggressive brass. I made sure to build a sound that you guys would actually use. Again, I was inspired by Sky Keys. I just love the fact that Sky Keys is like, it's super niche, but it's like better than Omnisphere. I just love that a producer built it. It needs a big bang in the beginning. What up, Ghost? Clarify what you mean about the Napoleon thing, because I love to know. Maybe you mean when I talked about the affiliate thing, the company. Okay, it's a pretty big sound. How he volunteered for 500 interviews. You mean how like I'm going to these companies and offering content in exchange for them to be a sponsor? Not sure. I would have to ask ChatGPT what the parallels are in that one. Remix tutorials or live remix? I could remix. I think I got some future vocals on here. We could remix. Only thing about remixes is I'm being so blunt with you. Once you start remixing, I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but for me, when I hear a remix, it's like I know what the original sounds like, and it's always like, it doesn't matter how good my beat sounds like. It's like the original is better because that's what we know it for. But there's a pack of hip hop acapellas out there by Guru Trust Me Macapella. I guess this is on Reddit somewhere, and it has Future acapellas in here somewhere. Dr. Dre apparently. Is there Future? This is not the right one. I'm incorrect actually. It's called Guesswork or Guesswork Acapella Stash. I think that's a Discord somebody has. First one was free, then people started paying him and doubling to do the next interview. See, I didn't even know. Napoleon Hill. I heard somebody did an expose about Napoleon Hill. They said he was a fraud. I don't know the man. He wrote a good book. I think it's pretty good. The mastermind is my favorite principle about the book, though. Going the extra mile. Like, sometimes I look around, I'm like, how do these people really think they're going to succeed when they don't want to, like, put out the effort required to succeed? It blows my mind. But I had to learn too, so maybe let's do a Future type beat in honor of Future. Shout out to Future. Live stream. Hypnos. Shout out to Metro. Beat 2. For those who don't know, Metro shouted me out, which is an infinite badge of honor. Appreciate Metro. Let me show you guys the picture because I had to download it for a web page I was building recently. I think I still have it. Picture. People. Oh, where'd I put it though? I put it probably in some random place. Screenshots, I think. Here it is. Oh wait. So here are 3 dope producers that shouted me out in my passing career. I mean, in passing is what I meant to say, not in my passing. That sounded crazy. In my career, basically, these folks shouted me out. Rodney Jerkins, who produced for Michael Jackson, just all the top pop acts, and mainly I love it for the R&B sound. He said, basically back in 2015, when I first started teaching chord codes, he was like, yes, sir, keep teaching this new generation. Information and knowledge is the next currency. Funny enough, that was like, I felt starstruck almost. And I was like, whoa, Rodney Jerkins knows about me. And it gave me motivation to keep going. So shout out to him. He was definitely an early spark way back in 2015 when I first started. And this is a month after I incorporated my business too. So that's crazy timing. And then Illmind says a lot of good stuff on YouTube, but BusyWorks Beats and Savita Music are my favorites at the moment. He also has a video clip on my Instagram. If you go to my highlights, it says testimonials. I have a whole highlight reel of just people saying good things so that people know it's all love, you know. Shout out to Illmind. Go buy his black box kit or in black box bundles that he has. Show some respect to the Illmind who paved the way. And then Metro Boomin says, love, bro. I've always been a fan. The work you do for the community is monumental. So he reshared something on Twitter, and Metro's followed me on Twitter, Instagram. Sometimes when I'm about to post and go crazy off on people and like respond to haters, I'm like, wait a second. What if Metro sees this? He would probably be like, tell me to calm down or something. So when the cool producers follow me and stuff, it just tells me in the back of my head, maybe I should calm down about this. But I do that more on Instagram. I don't go crazy on Instagram. Now, Twitter, I'll get a little petty sometimes. Wody says, I don't think my last comment posted. I got the offer. And once again, thanks a million. Thank you. Thank you, Wody. Again, anytime you get frustrated, I understand. Because once I got this new computer, I was like, why is this thing blocked? And I decided to figure out this whole thing. One of these days, I'm going to make it super simple. I'm going to learn how to code an installer. I didn't know an installer is a whole different thing than making a plugin. That's like a whole different thing I have to learn. So again, what the Native Instruments look like day one. You know, we're starting from ground zero. Anyhow, let's play some sounds here. So nice big sounds here in Hypnos. All right, so that's the brass. We can go for days about that. That's a guitar called Hero, Guitar Hero. Get it? So I made a lot of keys in here, a lot of E-piano just for different vibes. Again, I was influenced by Sky Keys. I really loved how simple that plugin was. Let me read your chat real quick, and then I got to get back to the Grizzly here. He also wrote Outwitting the Devil. That was one of my favorites, where he claims he learned the secret to summon satanic and commanded answers to his tactics. The devil said his most powerful weapon is to get people drifting. When people drift, they are mindless, and then he doesn't have to worry about drifters because they're going nowhere. I agree. There's so many things, so many lessons in what you just said. Firstly, great book. Secondly, there's an app called Opal. I'd recommend you guys grab it because you don't realize. Oh, again, we can go down a deep rabbit hole. This could be a 2-hour podcast. So I'm trying to really chisel it into a small little soundbite. We don't realize how much of our day is not controlled by our own brain. I just realized Keith said something. My fault. I missed that. What's crazy is I got a new PC and came across your Hermes plugin, came to your page, and you're live. Shout out to Keith. Let's go, Keith. Sorry, I missed that. I didn't see that. Okay, but going back to what you said, we don't realize. Hey, put it this way: it's called death by 1,000 cuts. You get distracted by a notification. You open up Instagram, and then you go there intentfully to respond to a notification or to see whatever the thing is, and then you don't realize they hook you into it's called an open loop, where you have an unresolved either curiosity or rabbit hole that you're going to go down. Basically, it's all programmed. They can see your eyes where they look at. It's so many data points from Meta. They have 50,000 data points on us. They know what gets us hooked and addicted very quickly. So you open up the thing, trying to react to your friend's message or whatever, because that's how they keep people hooked. They want to use Instagram as a messaging app because what's the one thing you're going to answer is your friend's message. So you open up the messaging app and then you're hooked into all this other stuff. And so it's called death by 1,000 cuts. What happens, we go there for a 5-minute activity and then they hook us using open loops and different techniques, psychological techniques to tap into our subconscious mind that we're not even aware of. And then by the time you know it, 30 minutes has passed. So there's 30 minutes and you get back and you're like, why was I even in Instagram? It's almost like you just disappeared for 30 minutes and then came back. So 95% of our day is driven by our subconscious brain, or subconscious mind, I should say. And that's the part that people just don't want to acknowledge. Like we're on autopilot 95% of our day. That's kind of scary. And the man who programs his subconscious is the man who has more control. But the man who lets other people program his subconscious is not in control. Whether he thinks he's in control or not, he's not. Because you have something called the amygdala. It gets really deep. You get into emotion, your limbic system and all this. But not trying to get super deep with it. Oh yeah, Rodney Jerkins had me pumped. I felt starstruck for the first time. I was like, oh, this is what starstruck means. The algorithms, that TikTok algorithm was taking people's souls. All right, so I made it kind of like Sky Key. Look, how do I transition back to showing the plugin off? I don't even know. No, you're all good. It's just, we could have a podcast midstream. In a real studio session, it's a people thing first and then a music thing. Like, that's how I'm in the studio for real. We could talk about life first and then we can make something musical. Yo game, if I make a hit now, they can say I learned beat making at busyworksbeats.com. Shout out to you, Wody. Please, email me too, like what you guys want to see next, because I need more feedback. Just like wherever you guys are stuck or wherever you're trying to go, I'm building out the training platform. And it requires constant feedback. 1,000 points of light. That's why algorithms. I'm going to mute myself. A book called Biology. That's a good one. There's so much. We're going to have a separate podcast. But there's a book called Biology, like buying a book. It's called Biology. And in the book, basically it says how like on cigarette boxes, when it says like, warning, this could cause whatever. They said they use that on the box and it makes people buy it more. That's how crazy marketing is and psychological triggers. They could show the most deadly picture on the side, like this causes blank. And then it actually gets people to buy it more. It's the most insane thing. I forget why, but it's crazy. Do you have your eyes or ears towards a new genre or subgenre? Today, I'm just kind of revisiting what the plugin has inside. Nothing in particular. Yeah, I love the book Biology. There's another one called Blind Sight. This is really good. Blind Sight. There's another book called, I'm trying to think, biology-based marketing book. I'm trying to think. That was good. Dang, I need my phone, but my phone is the camera. So there's another one. Blind Sight, and if I remember, it'll pop up, but whatever. All right, so we got e-pianos for y'all. Hood Known says, but about working with artists. Some of them are very grateful to learn whatever I want to teach. Some don't want to hear me talk. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're trying to build with them. This one has a vibe because it's just super vibey. Kuo, how do you say that? Quotable? Quotable. Okay, Quotable says, just grab the premium. Appreciate you. Were super good timing for me. I took a year off to focus on life. Life comes first. So shout out to you. Thank you, Quotable. I'm gonna quote that on my Instagram story. Thank you. All right, what else is there to show y'all? Let's just make something. So making a plugin is like my bag because I love sound designing. So let's make something instead of just talking about it. Let's make something. Let's do. I'm probably gonna do R&B because I'm already in that bag with the chords. Let's just drag a drum break up in here to save some time. Let's do a soul session by Tammuz. Super fire drum breaks. I love his company. I bought a lot of his drum breaks. They're fire. Let's find a good vibe. And I already go. Yeah, this is dope. The little hand drum. Do. What up? Smoke. Big Smoke. Yeah. Let's figure out the chords here. Let's see here. Let me swap the sound. All right. Let's do E. Let's do. Kind of want to do dun, dun, dun. It's kind of bland though. Candy Love, that's the song. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. My ear one's here. Dun. Keep going to D minor. My ear just latches to D minor pause, I guess. I don't know if that's a pause or not. Let's do. Let's gotta figure out what chord. It's a vibe. Oh no, we're just chilling. It's just, I appreciate you guys even being here. 6 a.m. in Belgium. Just came back from going out eating my kebab. Shout out to, how you say that? Saxinovics. Shout out to you from Belgium. Let me think of what kind of chord I want to hit this with. Real quick. Not record. Okay, record. I'm hearing like a what's that lady's name? Why am I going blank? Erica Badu type vibe. It's got to come up with a contrast chord. So I want to go like. Let's do. A little too musical for my ear. People said out of their mouth the graphic images of cigarettes discouraged them to buy cigarettes, but the fMRI of the brain said otherwise. Yeah, it's so revealing. Like when you really study the human brain, and we can go off on a whole thing because I went to school trying to be a neurologist. I didn't know. I really just wanted to study marketing and psychology, applied psychology. But basically the way the human body works is that you have impulses. So your brain is just taking in trillions of data points per second, like every angle of light, every molecule coming into your nose. There's so much data that your brain it's an input. And we have a built-in reaction of actions that are pre-built into the brain. And once the brain goes through that kind of automatic response, then it goes to the frontal cortex, right? Or the prefrontal cortex, pardon me. It's been a minute since I know the names and everything. And that is the judgment center that says, like, this is where you decide, is it good, is it bad? Basically, you add judgment to that impulsive thought, regardless of how your programming is. And based on how you respond, your body responds or your brain responds, that is what usually gets people to stop doing stuff or to continue doing stuff. And the problem with alcohol, for example, is that prefrontal cortex is bypassed. So now when people have input, goes through their brain automatically as an output based on different pre-built actions. That's why when they say people drink alcohol, for example, they tell you the truth. It's not really the truth. It's just whatever is the automatic response or reaction to an outside source. That could be as a threat or it could see it as an ally. It depends on people's pre-built actions in their brain. So that's what makes alcohol dangerous, is literally you're turning off the thing that makes you human. So going back to the Napoleon Hill, what was it? Secrets of the Devil or whatever, or Outwitting the Devil. You know, so anything that thwarts that judgment area is super dangerous, because now you're not controlled by yourself. You're controlled by an outside source. And that's the dark side. But that's only like part of the story. You have another thing called the amygdala, which when it gets inflamed, makes people react a certain way. They're more sensitive. Or you have the limbic system, which is that reactionary, shooting off stuff. So more impulsive people who are like, gamblers and stuff, those people struggle with that prefrontal cortex judgment center. So it gets deep, but yeah, people manipulate all these biological things about us. I said that to say, because you brought up nucleus accumbens. I forgot all the names. But the point I'm trying to make is that you said people say out their mouths they don't do something, but then they actually do it. It's because people aren't controlled by their conscious mind. That's the part that they can't comprehend. Is like they think they're doing something, but they're not doing that thing. Their subconscious is controlling it. And the only way for that person to really become aware is an outside feedback source. People who can't deal with outside feedback struggle to grow because they never want to acknowledge the things they can't see because it's subconscious. Which again, I can have an intent, but the outcome can be different than my intent. So not to make this whole MG the Future deep rabbit hole. But yeah, this human body is very interesting. Yeah, you guys got the sauce. I'm gonna read it in a second. Let me come up with this first chord. I did all that. Forgot the chord I wanted. willy-nilly. Firstly, I appreciate anybody spending any money, firstly, because we're in one of the most complicated economic times of all time. So the fact that you guys are even pulling out your hard-earned dollars to support something that I'm doing is, firstly, I gotta say that if you're sacrificing your life force, it's now my obligation to bring you more value so that you increase your life force. So I hope to be an asset to you guys as far as our business relationship. Thank you. And it's deeply appreciated because I spend a lot of time on this stuff, but time does not mean value though. I'm reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Another good book I forgot is called Psycho-Cybernetics. That's another dope one. Psycho-Cybernetics. That one's fire. And man, there's another good one though. I want to say The Magic of Thinking Big, but I don't think that's the one. Prefrontal cortex damage or inhibition seems to cause a lot of extreme violent behavior. Yeah, because it's like back in the day, people used to murder each other. Like murder used to be a high crime. It used to be very present. And once you gain, it's just a thing. I don't have all the science. So I don't even want to speak on it, but it used to be a common thing. It used to be a very bloody existence as a human. You know, you can rewind your stream with your phone and go back to remember your chord. My phone is the camera, so that's the struggle part. Thank you. Oh, I can do it on the computer. You're right. True. Facts. Thank you, Hoodno. See how I almost didn't receive that feedback? I almost didn't accept that. My pre-built actions when I was drunk was standoffish. Yeah, it's just all based on how we're conditioned. Condition is like brushing your hair. If you brush your hair long enough and you take a shower, you're probably going to have waves. But if you don't brush your hair for months and months and months and you go in the shower, you're still going to look like you're woofing. And that's kind of an analogy for the subconscious in a way. I remember you saying on the live that stock effects don't sound as quality like saturation, but isn't Patcher user-made plugins just stock plugins? Yeah, Patcher gets deep, very deep. Can Patcher use VSTs? I wouldn't say they equate to anything because it's no matter how many FL Studio things I stock up, it's not going to sound like a plugin that has the actual C++ calculations to have a more accurate algorithm, no matter how many stock plugins. I just think FL Studio is, it can do stuff, but it's not the greatest of other stuff. Now, Logic Pro, different program. I wish Logic Pro had a patcher type plugin. I would go crazy. So true, the subconscious decisions really show who you are. I feel like those are primarily developed by experience. Yeah, your DNA is like passed on from your ancestors and it vibrates, has a frequency to it. So you resonate with stuff in that DNA. You pull stuff towards you based on your DNA. You can rewind your stream. Yes, I'm reading. I know, right? Pre-built actions when I was drunk. I'm just reading you guys' response. The pre-built automatic response you mentioned is also something you develop by getting used to your surroundings. Look at you, Noah, from Belgium. Shout out to you. Westside Gun Beats. I think we tried earlier, but we went kind of Kanye-ish with it. Can you mash some swing or twista genre in here? I don't know twista enough. People said out their mouth. Okay, cool. Let's make sure I acknowledge everybody. All right, back to the grind though. We had a little MG moment. I feel like MG of the future right now. Shout out to MG. Yeah, trauma. It's all about resonance. I can go on and on and on. I don't even know everything. Not even close. If you guys want to study a really good interview, Dr. Feldman. Darn, I forgot everybody's name now. Andrew Huberman is the guy. Huberman did an interview with Dr. I want to say Emily Feldman. I forgot her name. Oh, I'm going to just link it. Why am I talking about it? Let me just link it real quick. YouTube. I'm going to find it. All right, so Dr. Andrew Huberman, Lisa Feldman, that's her name. Lisa, not Emily. Okay. Lisa Feldman, add this to your watch later list. This will explain so much about what I said about pre-built actions in our brain and stuff. It has 1.8 million views. Holy moly. So here's the video right here. It's called Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, How to Understand Emotions. Now it sounds girly when you hear the word emotions, but it actually talks about deep, like how the brain works. It's crazy. They probably need to retitle it because it's not fair to her what she talked about. I'm on this journey with you guys too. I'm trying to figure out, man, we're just sold. There's so much I want to talk about. Let me see how much time I got. No, hold on. Let me see. We've been live streaming for an hour and a half, but there's so much. Once you grow up, I'm not saying it like you're not grown up, but I'm 30. I'm about to be 34 in April, which time in your 30s, it really does go really fast. So it's kind of crazy because I was just 30. Now I'm 30, about to be 34. But what was I saying here? Dang, see, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, once you grow up and you realize like you're in a matrix, like you make money just for them to take the money, just for you to have to save the money to buy a house that you have to borrow against or borrow with money to get. They keep you in that rabbit hole for your entire life. And then, you know, they inflate the money. So by the time you have all the means to do whatever, it's like you had to out earn inflation, which seems simple. But when everything is going up because of inflation, it's not just the money that you have sitting in the bank goes down 3% a year. That's what you're taught about inflation. Inflation is eggs going from $1.69 to $6.99. Inflation is a house going from $50,000 to $500,000. Like it affects all assets, because what people do is because the money's literally burning as soon as they print it, it's burning based on the inflation rate. So what people do to stop the money from burning is they buy assets. And what do people do with assets? They hold them until the price goes up and then they sell it or they may not sell it. So when you have a bunch of people buying and holding for years and years and years, everything goes up in price until it's like impossible to buy the thing. Like it's impossible to buy real estate until what? The average age is 59 or something, or 46, something crazy. It's just like we were lied to for so many years. So you have to reprogram all of this stuff that you learned. That's the crazy part about growing up. Passing trauma through DNA, and that was a real thing, like kind of crazy. I know, right? Once you figure out the Bible was right the whole time, the Bible, which people think is prehistoric, is like, wow, it's super accurate. And it's funny because teaching business, the best analogy is the analogies Jesus did, which is farming. Lies start with the school. They start early, not trying to hate on school. I agree. I'm kind of scared to send my boy off to school because I'm like, he's going to be indoctrinated into this bullcrap brain stuff. Like the only things you really need to learn from school, writing, math, social skills. Like what else do you really learn from school? These kids are going to be cheating with ChatGPT anyway. It's teach you how to sit down for 7 hours. We can go deep. I need what is it called? A 3 a.m. live stream. 3 a.m. We're going to do a dedicated 3 a.m. live stream. Maybe we'll do that next. I'm just not as like book smart as MG. MG is way into that stuff. You said I got into a lot of trouble with my knowledge. A lot of friends and families mad because of my knowledge I tried to share. Just you tried to share knowledge and they didn't like it? Dang. The lies start with school. I agree. Seek wisdom, and after all that seeking, get understanding. That part. Sometimes I'm praying like, Lord, I know you got a lot to teach, but I need the brain to comprehend what it is you got to teach here. So, because that's the hard part, is comprehending it. All right, I'm supposed to be showing off this plugin, y'all. I think we made one beat today, so we got to make at least one more. Might just leave the chords just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't. I got the ums and the chunk. Dum. Chunk. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna let the bass in. I got the rhythm ring. We gotta change it up one of these ways. Freestyle bass, but it's all right. Sometimes, all the time. Look at Weaver Beats' channel. Let me stop throwing shade. They'll believe anything he says, and he's lying out his teeth half the time. Baby got the right remedy out. Girl, the go with super magic out. Don't make it. Now, Wody got the keys. What up, plug? You got the same sound, dog. I gotta come up with like one last sound to go over top. Really, for R&B, once you get a good drum break pack, all you really need to know is like how to do dominant chords, tonic chords, ninth chords. You talking about Travis Scott Goosebumps? Not sure what the context is. Pay for understanding. Bars. I need to put that on my home website. You don't pay for information. You pay for understanding, which is true. Because anybody can go ChatGPT. How do you make a beat in FL Studio? Good luck. Good luck trying to actually learn that way. You need somebody who's going through all the headaches. Bang my head on so many errors in FL. It's like I'm just embedded with answers. And I don't know everything. 1920 swing trap. There's a library called Swing More. I don't know if I showed this to you. Very expensive. I think Go Grizz talked about it or something. If I'm not making that up. Let me read your chat real quick. It says, bass sounds clean. Thank you. Pelucio says, man, thank you to be here. I feel like from all the producers, you are the number one so far. You don't try to put your plaque. Wait, let me read this slower. He says, man, thank you to be here. I feel like from all the producers, you are the number one so far. You don't try to put your plaques. You teach by doing with no cuts from the dome. I really appreciate that. Look, I'm screenshotting that and putting that on Instagram. You deserve the shine, Pelucio. Thank you for your kind words. Yeah, I mean, this is hours and hours and hours. It's just beaten into me. I wake up and I'm like, how do I add value today? How do I be better? How do I serve people in a better way? How do I do the business side today? You know, it's a gazillion things to get better at, and it's so fun. Let me show you the library real quick called Swing More. Here's what it is. Let's get a multi. Here's your 1920s. So if you want to make soul, you could try this library. That's a good one. What else is in here? Let me see. These are only multis, which make sure that's not my keyboard. Okay, it's this. So this has a weird chord stack. I saw somebody make like an 80s sitcom intro type beat and it was so fire. I was like, dog, we need the tutorial. I saw it on Twitter. Their kids way better than me. I just wish they would embrace sharing their techniques and stuff. That's why I'm building a platform so that it goes way beyond me. It should not just be me teaching. It should be at least 100 people on the new BusyWorks network. All right, anyhow, let me at least finish this and then we'll probably gonna wrap it after 2 beats, even though I could go longer, but I've been talking so much, I gotta at least make 2 beats. Okay, let's figure out the chords. Let's just play the one note. Let's record one. Let's let it ride. Just letting people know the tonal center. Then we can change it up. So now it's focused around the E instead of A. I'm gonna turn it down though, it's a little too loud. Okay, so very like Erykah Badu vibes on this one. So I like that approach. Usually I start with chords, fill up the whole thing with chords, but here I was like, okay, let's use the chords as an ad lib and then use the bass as the main verse. He who shall not be named said a beat I sent in for review was a good beat, so yeah. Yeah. I was wondering who you meant, he who shall not be named. I thought you meant like the devil or something. That's funny. So yeah, he was right then. Said a beat I sent in for review was a good beat. Shout out to whoever that was. But yeah, I'm all about unity at this point. Always was. It's just people be crazy. That's why. And I know about the business. I feel like this beat was too easy. Oh, you know what? I just installed Sound ID from, if I had the energy, I would definitely use it right now. Actually, let me see. If it makes me log in and all that, then never mind, but let me see. Okay, it's called Sound ID Voice AI. They have a really good algorithm for their voices. They're trained on like really good singers. And it's really good for like turning my voice into a girl voice, for example, because what it can do is, instead of pitching up the audio like we would normally do by time stretching, it algorithmically pitches it up. So like it will do the machine learning part and then it pitches it up like in that process, but it doesn't mess with the audio. And then it hits you with the more realistic voice, in my opinion. Let me see if it makes me log in again. Then it's making me log in, y'all. Hold up. Log in. I don't think I have any credits, so it says I have tokens. Okay, I have 9,000 tokens apparently. Let's see. Just got to figure out what. I guess start trial. Download and install. Give me a second, y'all. I got to read these instructions. Download and install. Okay, we did that. Activate the plugin. Click activate. I thought I did that. Well, there's no activate. It says login. Load in your DAW. Place it as an effect. Okay. I feel like we did all these steps. Oh, here it is. Activate on this device. Okay, my salty self didn't see this. Okay, boom. All right, so is it gonna work or what? Okay, I have 7 day. What? I just had 9,000 credits. Now I have 0. Bruh, what happened to my credits? This is why I hate the plugins that require online anything. This is so tedious. Y'all just saw how I had 9,000 credits. Now it says tokens left 0. Like, bruh. Oh my goodness, this is so tedious. Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying not to get frustrated here. But what the freak? Maybe because I ran out of, I don't know. This is whatever. I was going to show you guys something dope, but It's just not acting right. Now there's another one called Voices, VOIS, but I'd recommend the Sound ID. It's just higher quality weights that they trained it on, the AI. Actually, I could do a girl singer. I'm trying to think who's a girl singer that would fit on this, that I have the voice for. Like Ariana Grande is 3 octaves higher than mine. Let me check something real quick. I gotta see something. Maybe Beyonce. Let me see if Beyonce, if I have that one on here. Okay, I got Beyonce on here. All right. You said you ever? Oh, I thought you said you are 11 Labs. I would have started cracking up. I've used 11 Labs for text to speech, but it sounds so like, "Hi, I would like to read a book today. Would you like to open up this YouTube video?" It just sounds too not realistic. I'm sure there's people with better voices on there, but I just still think it sounds a little. Let me try to record something. I gotta close my window though, so my neighbors don't wake up. Hold up, y'all. Text to sound generation. Yeah, text to anything is not the greatest because it's really hard to illustrate intent on those. I found even like text to image, it's just not perfect all the time. But that's why I'm getting into the weeds. I would use something like Google Imagen 3, which is in Google Gemini. I would have that draw the image, and then I would go to something like Sky Reels, for example, and then animate that image instead of doing text to video, which most people do is text to whatever, text to audio, text to video. I'd rather do audio to audio than text to audio, unless I'm like doing some long form kind of documentary thing on YouTube or something. But let me see something here. Let's record something. I don't even know what key we're in. Let's figure that out first. I ain't got the issues, babe. That mean that you're honest. You're prompting. Like imagine trying to describe everything in FL. You'd be like taking forever to say it. Okay, so we're A minor basically. Okay. I'm going on. I just got a problem. So I'm doing this just to see if I can turn my voice into Beyonce, which is going to be a crazy thing if this works. Let's do A minor. Check. All right, let me go to the booth mic and record. I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta varnish on no way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that the the girl in the submarine. I want you to be honest. When you on it, right? And tell me that you're on it. When a couple million on it, you spend it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. Break a couple arms, but you're on it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. So I can't think of other lyrics outside of it. So shout out. I don't have any sound effects. So, Rizzy, Sky Rizzy. No, I'm just playing. There's this. They play these pharmaceutical commercials called Sky Rizzy, and I think it's so funny. Every time it comes, Sky Rizzy. And they're sitting there throwing the football around. You know, there's a dude cracking his back, looking happy at the gym and stuff, tying his shoes. And then it's like, Sky Rizzy causes blank, 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 and blank, and will cause you blank, 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 and blank, with the disclaimer of blank, 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 and blank, but Sky Rizzy. Shout out to Reezy F. Reezy F. Baby, please say the baby. He said, I just bought, let me screenshot this. Why am I sitting here saying it out loud? He says, yo, I just bought your premium course and it's a banger worth. Shout out to you, dog. Appreciate that. I'm gonna put that on Instagram when I'm done the live stream. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's try to work some magic. I'm gonna do some secretive things here. Firstly, I need to figure out where this file is on my computer, and then I'm gonna put it on a secret thing that I teach in my AI for Musicians course. I teach how to do this. And it takes a short amount of time. So now I have this. I'm going to drag it in here. Oops. So I dragged and dropped my audio. Boom. We got to load up Beyonce. Now, I haven't tested Beyonce's voice, so I have no idea which one's the most accurate. So let's do this one. And then what I'm going to do, though, in the settings here is pitch it up 12 semitones so that it's more like a girl's voice. And let's create a song. This should work. Oh, here's one from a test on Cameron's voice. Let's see what it sounds like. That sounds nothing like Cameron. Yeah, some of these models aren't the greatest trained models. So give it a second. That was an old recording from our live stream a while ago. Bean G is here. Everything is everything. 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 Man, Cat Williams, he called 2024 to the precise precision. That was the scariest, crazy. He's like a prophet. Here we go. Here's the Beyonce tape. Now, keep in mind, this is pre-autotune. Kind of sounds like I'll tell you, this one sounds pretty cool to me. So let's figure out where did it put it. View. Is this it? Hold on. Crazy part about AI is when you do the AI thing that I just did, it mixes it for you, because what it does is it trains off of like the most pristine vocals. So it turns your at-home vocals into really pristinely compressed, you know, loud vocals. And it's like you don't even need to mix. Once they master that, you can't hear it. Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you hear it in a second. My bad. Hold on. I didn't realize. I realized you just reminded me why I need to. Either way, let's do this. Okay. So here's what it sounds like. Actually, wait. I'm glad you guys didn't hear it without auto-tune. So that was a blessing. Here we go.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta vanish on the way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that they're alright. I let the girl in the suburban. I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby. And tell me that you're on it. When they couple million on it, you spend it, baby. Yeah, tell me that you're on it.
Just to remind you guys where we started from. Not saying that's the greatest take in the world, but I just want to honest. This is how I started. Tell me that you're on it. I got you, Abdo. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta vanish. No. Now again, mine's more high def, but as far as like making it sound like a girl, it's pretty dope. So Abdo says, how can I make my drum kit? I actually have a course that goes over drum kit sound design from your kicks all the way to your snares. If you go to busyworksbeats.com, look at the all courses tab and then type in sound design. It should pull up. Can't teach it. It's trade secrets. trade secrets. I teach that in my AI for Musicians course. But I really need to go through and like figure out which ones sound the best.
I just want to honest. Tell me that
So what I could do is I create a duo to make it more realistic.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it.
Oh, I forgot we're running two voices through one auto tune. That's not gonna work. Never mind. Let's do something like this. Let's just send them to different tracks. So now you can have a duet with Beyonce. Not saying that if I didn't tell you that was Beyonce, you might not have even known that was supposed to sound like Beyonce, because I don't sing like Beyonce. So that's the cool part. It kind of pulls the cool part of her vocal out, and you could use it as like an EQ basically on your voice. So we'll see here. 5 and 6. Okay.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish, y'all, no way.
Wait, why are they to the same thing? I thought I had them on separate things.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish, y'all, no way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that they're alright. The girl in the suburban.
So now it sounds like I really had an artist in my studio. That's the crazy part about this. But yeah, I use what's called AI voice changing, but it's a certain method I use, and I may or may not teach it to you. No, I'm just playing. I teach that in the AI for Musicians course, along with a lot of other stuff. I need to update that course because AI has moved so fast since I last made that course, to the point where every day when I log into Twitter, this is the best thing. When I log into Twitter the next day, that's the best thing. Like, it just moves so fast. It's crazy.
I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby. And tell me that you're on.
And if I really tried to sing, it would sound a lot cooler. But
I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby.
the best part is it's free. Once you learn how to do it, it's free.
I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby.
So now it's just about adding like little background stuff.
A couple million on it, Spanish, baby. Yeah, tell me that you're on it. Make a couple odds, but you're on it, baby. Yeah, tell me that you're on it.
Forgot what chord I played. I think it was this. We gotta add that R&B guitar, a little pitch bend guitar.
Tell me that you're on it.
That was a different chord, whatever. My new favorite thing is the pitch bend effect. I love it. Shout out to the West Coast or whoever created that. Let's hear it with the let's go.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on.
Is that some delay?
I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish, y'all, no way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that they're alright. The girl in the suburban.
Super laid back vibe.
I want you to be honest.
So all these sounds are from Hypnos. So I learned so much from making Hercules that when I went into Hypnos, I had a different mindset about sound design. So the sounds are a lot more pristine. I learned a new technique on how to get higher quality sounds. So it's a big plugin, but the sounds are higher quality in my opinion. But again, you get 340 sounds with Hercules. There's 100 plus in Hypnos. Not as many as Hercules.
I just want to honest.
I think I'm done adding stuff.
Tell me that you're on it.
See if I can find another sound here.
I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish, y'all, no way. I want to be honest.
So I have these little like top line
things. Tell me
things.
that you're right or you're lying, baby. Cause I want you to know that they're alright. other girl in the suburban. I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby. And tell me that you're on it. When a couple million on it, you spend it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. Take a couple hours, but you're on it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. I just want the honest. Tell me that you're on it, baby. I just
trying to find a sound to go over top.
You ain't gotta punish on no way.
Kind of like this one. Very lo-fi.
Tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby. Cause I want you to know that.
Real random. Remember that guy who was like running across the beach on Temptation Islands in Spain? If you guys have a partner, or yeah, I think it only really works when you have a romantic partner. Gotta put you guys on game. So if you guys have, who here, let me do a quick poll. It's gonna be anonymous, so no worries. Who here is in a romantic relationship? The reason I'm asking this, not to like be all up in your guys' business. I want to put you guys onto some TV shows and stuff on Netflix and stuff that you probably already saw it, but the stuff I got to tell you, I just got to see what the poll says. All right, somebody put no. I'm assuming this is going to skew no. We only got one vote. It's all good. It's late. 2 votes. Okay, 50-50. I'll say it anyway. So the shows that are just perfect to watch, there's so many, but I'm going to start at the top. So firstly, Bachelor is kind of the root foundation. Then you got Love is Blind. Great show. Then you got Perfect Match. Kind of, you'll see. Then you got, man, Pop the Balloon is dope. Like that one. Then you got, there's another one. I don't know why I'm going blank on the love show. Love is Blind, Perfect Match, Bachelor. There's another one called Ultimatum. Hilarious. Ultimatum. There's another one called, now here's the new one that we just started getting into. Temptation Island. Hilarious. That is a great show. Probably the best one out of all these. Maybe because it's new to me, but Temptation Island is right up there with the Ultimatum. Love is Blind will always be the parents of all these, but like as far as high quality, Ultimatum and Temptation Island are just hilarious. And then there's Love Island, which you could always fall back on. So those are series you guys want to tap into if you guys are in a relationship, because y'all will have a great time. Now, it does require Netflix, Peacock, and Hulu, so that's the only downside. You got to kind of have all three, but random thought. I was just thinking about how me and my fiance were watching Temptation Island earlier. It's so good.
I just want to.
So I'm happy with this beat. This sounds really fire.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it.
You record that little top line thing.
I just want to promise that you ain't got to punish on the way.
I'm gonna turn the volume down, but I just gotta hear.
Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that there are other girl in the suburban. I want you.
It's a super loud sound. I'll turn it down. Maybe I reverb.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish on the way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that there are other girl in the suburban. I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby. And tell me that you're on it. When a couple million on it, you spend it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on
Dr. Phil, that's funny.
Take a couple hours, but you're on it, baby. Yeah.
That's funny.
Tell me that you're on it.
That is funny. K-Sean. That's hilarious. Or K-Son.
I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish on no way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that
was just thinking about some snare rolls too. Only thing is, I don't think he recorded toms on this one.
I want you to be honest. When you on it, right? And tell me that you're
We definitely use some percussion.
when a couple million on you spend it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that
It is repeating. I'm just looping the drums.
Pick a couple odds, but you're on it, right? Yeah. Tell me that you're on it.
I like this beat. It's fire. All right, so you guys look at the project files. Faux Freezy. I want to render that because that's a fire idea. Very simple, but it came out pretty decent. R&B. And all right, so I'm happy with the 2 songs we made with Hypnos today. Luckily, earlier we've patched that terribleness we did earlier. Bro, I was cracking when you said, "Okay, Dr. Phil." That's hilarious. I forgot what beat 1 sounded like. It was like 2 hours ago. I forgot what we even made. Check, check, check. All right, we made the Travis Scott beat. I forgot. Play it one more time and then I'll render it out. Give you guys the project files for free. This one needs like a then he's like a I don't know if I can sing that in the mic. Da, 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 I might be able to sing it, but it might not be as energetic as I need it. But I need something that goes like da, da, da. Yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. I'm gonna be out of key. This one, I like it. It just needs a little more balancing, but let's render that bad boy real quick. Yeah, I'm happy with the Hypnos tracks because this is when I refine my sound design. So you really hear the difference, how easy it is to make a beat because the sounds are like where they need to be. All right, let's save this as Travis Scott. Also, I need to install Scorch. I don't know if I have that installed on here yet. Is that the one with Travis and Kanye? Because I felt like that track was so fire, but nobody talked about it. The song called Watch, if that's the same song that we're talking about, let me see. Yeah, I felt like that was like the most under talked about song from Kanye and Travis, in my opinion. I was like, how is nobody talking about this? This track is so hard. It's called Watch. It's from probably like 5 years ago, but it's so fire and nobody talks about it. Crazy to me. Do you have any videos on storage and hard drives? I'm building a new PC and I'm trying to plan all of that. You know what? I'm not a computer guy, but I have found a channel that does do that. So let me find it real quick. There's like 2 dudes who are like really thorough with. What is this ad? This ad is so bizarre. I got to show it to you guys because what the freak is this? Hold up. What is this? I don't even know if y'all can see. Hold up. Oh, I'm blocking I'm blocking the punchline. Hold on. Wait till you see this. What the freak? What is this ad? And why is it the first thing I see? What data did I give YouTube that thinks I want those? All right. Let me see here. All right, I forgot I was doing that fast. See how my brain got distracted? Now I'm on a whole different rabbit hole. Oh, wait, no. What freak was I doing? Oh, hard drive. Okay, so let me go to my channel. On the post tab here, they renamed it to posts instead of community tab. It's now post tab. So on the post tab, if you scroll for a little bit, you should see, here's one dude who does really good videos, 30 kilobeats. He makes good videos. But there's also another dude. It's two other dudes. It's three dudes then. Apparently I counted wrong. I'm going to find it. Believe you me. Give me a second. Dang, I must have posted it like a year ago. Okay, here's the other dude. Ben G. Kaiser. He's dope. He really explains like the real producer's perspective. There's another Asian dude, but I don't see him. I thought I reposted him. I guess not. Darn, man. There's an Asian dude who makes really dope videos. I don't know if he covers PC though. Let me see. I know, right? Super pause, right? And there's also the guy, man, I always go blank on his name. He's a studio dude out of like Nashville. I forgot his name though. He makes YouTube videos for music producers and stuff, mixing mainly. I want to say Colin something, but I know I'm wrong. Hefty Ayo. That is, y'all are funny, man. Oh yeah, the download for Hercules and all that's gonna be. Now I'm on a gig up and down internet, so it took me about 17 minutes or 7 minutes or something like that to download, but I'm on Ethernet only because I got a new computer. Before I would have to wait for Wi-Fi. It takes a little bit longer. Oh, James Zan. Okay. His name is James Zan. So let me type his name in. James Zan or Zan. He's fire. And then what was the other dude? Ben Kaiser. I'm gonna put all their names in the chat real quick. Hold up. But yeah, they are like scientists about it. I'm not a scientist like that. I really am not a computer guy at all. I really am not good. I'd learned about computers only because I had to learn how to buy this one. So it took a long time to figure that out. See, I'm just not a PC guy like that. What was the other dude? I forgot that fast. Ben Kaiser, I think. Yeah, Ben G. Kaiser. Okay, so those are the three people. G. Kaiser. There's another dude. Again, I forgot his name. I want to say Colin something. I'm going to find it. It's worth mentioning his name. Oh, Colt. I don't want to say Colin. My fault. Colt Caparone. Okay. Colt Caparone. He's also good at this. I don't know if he covers PC, but his Mac videos are good. So he's dope. All right, y'all, I think I'm just out of creative ideas. Actually, I'm not out of ideas. It's just getting late and I need to work on the business side of stuff. So I just appreciate y'all. This was fun. On the way out, I'll play the last two tracks only so that I can timestamp it for myself. So let's play these. Boom. Can't wait to just eat some good food downstairs and do some laptop stuff on the computer. Here we go. All right, so here's beat number one. Again, I appreciate everybody who hopped in. Super fun talking to you guys, chatting to you guys, whatever you want to call it. It's getting late though. For real, you're gonna have to put that computer to work. What's weird is my body like knows the 2-hour mark just off of default. You said my 9-year-old son, or 9 years ago, pardon me, my oldest son asked for a gaming PC for Christmas. I said, don't throw away money. Let's learn how to build one together. Exactly. He built his first gaming PC when he was 13. He built his? Oh, well, that's different. Dang. Shout out to you. Because it's almost like teaching your son how to change a tire. If you could teach your son computery stuff, he's going to be well off. Just because it's like I'm 34 and I have no idea about, like, I just learned about what RAM meant just last year, end of last year. I was like, oh, it's actual memory. So when you open up apps, it takes up actual space. I had no idea what RAM was. No clue. I'm like, I think we need RAM, for what? I have no idea. Then you realize, oh, they keep saying if you want to open up multiple apps because apps take up space, but nobody like defined that in my head for some reason. So stuff like that. That's fire though. But yeah, putting our children to like fend for themselves. Hood Known says, and I showed him how to screen cap. Let's go with OBS and a microphone and interface. He's learning coding in college. Oh, you're gonna be freaking. He's out of here. You're set. He's out of here. Luckily, his dad had the awareness to get him prepared. If the internet didn't exist, I have no idea how dumb I'd be. I'd probably be stupid as a rock if the internet did not exist. So the fact that you put him in position, firstly, coding, he can leverage AI to make some crazy stuff. I learned Python, like very low level Python in 30 days, but I'm not like a pro or anything. It's just like I can read it now, but it doesn't mean I know coding or anything. But stuff these kids can do with AI and Copilot and Klein and all these IDE editors and stuff, he's going to be a monster. And it teaches you problem solving. Once you realize like coding is really problem solving, that's what it is. So you're really teaching them problem solving. And the fact that you put them on game with the OBS, let's go. That's fire. Yeah, I think the one thing that not really held me back, let me not say it that way, is I always thought my parents were like against what I was doing. So I was always scared to like express my talent because I was like, it always felt wrong to do it. You got everybody saved, Dope Bean or Benny. Shout out to Hood Known's family. The whole hood gonna know y'all.
I just want to honest.
This is my last beat for today.
Tell me that you're on it. I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish all the way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that they're alright. The girl in the suburban. I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby. And tell me that you're on it. When a couple million on it, you spend it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. Break a couple arms, but you're on it, baby. Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. I just want to honest. Tell me that you're on it.
Why I added the verse in the second part.
I just wanna promise that you ain't gotta punish on the way. I want to be honest. Can you tell me that you're right or you're lying, baby? Cause I want you to know that they're alright. The girl in the suburban. I want you to be honest. When you on it, baby. And tell me that you're on.
This also makes me appreciate a good drummer. Shout out to Tammuz.
Yeah. Tell me that you're on it. Make a couple arms, but you're on it, baby. Yeah.
Cause his pocket is different. Man, drummers' ears are just crazy. Shout out to Tammuz with that drum loop. Sounded super fire. But yeah, another cool thing is before I head out of here is just like father son. Like I didn't grow up with my dad, so it was no shade. I just didn't grow up with him, just due to circumstances. But I was like, what, in college when I first saw him as an adult. Like I was probably freshman year, sophomore year, one of them. Got to hang out with them. It was fun. But then 10 years later, it took 10 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because that's college. So that's what, 2010? No, it took 14 years after that. So I only saw my dad like once as an adult, I think. And then 14 years after that, saw him again with my own child. And it was just like, it was as if we never, how do I phrase this? It's almost like he didn't have to build rapport. It's like it was an instant connection, put it that way. So like what I'm saying is the father's bond with the son or the child is always going to be strong no matter what happens in the outside world. It's like circumstances, whatever, he's still going to be cool. So, and then he's going to show respect. He's going to have more respect because you'll be like, wow, being a father is a lot of work. It's not easy. So anyhow, all I'm going to say is wishing you guys well. I'm going to head out of here. Making those beats with Hypnos is pretty fire, actually. So if you guys go to busyworksbeats.com/Hercules, you guys can get both Hercules and Hypnos together. Benny G says, or if I'm saying it right, same, I met my dad when I was 11, and then when I graduated from college. Yeah, and it's like you guys are probably, it's almost like the first half was your mother's. I know I'm just being vague in general. And then the second half is your father's. Like you guys can build businesses together. You guys could talk about stuff that is about productivity. It's just a different thing. But anyhow, wishing you guys well, success. Hopefully your families are happy. And wishing you guys fun. All right, yo. Till next time. Peace.